Okay, and then there's this scene, right? It's hard though when people look at you and see only one thing, when they judge you before giving you a chance, you know? Want to change, you know? I showed you this part already, you know, but I want to show you again why this really matters. You know, this isn't just some bullshit the writer's making up. This is not some bullshit. Let me see if I remember. I believe it's... Don't ask me. I just be knowing things. I am an Avenger. Just be knowing shit now. I am an Avenger. Avenger. I remember... I don't... It's hard for me to, like, remember... This shit... It's hard for me to, like, remember, like, issue numbers. But I always remember eras, okay? This is it, okay? That whole thing DAKEN was saying right there about being judged. This is where you'll find the proof of that. This is when Ben was joining the New Avengers. Luke Cage was, like, putting together New Avengers. And he was like, hey, Ben. Yo, Ben, come join, you know? And Ben was like, oh, I don't know. I mean, I'm working with the FF and shit. I don't got the time. You know, but he was like, hey, like, basically, like, you could just function like how Wolverine functions, where it's kind of like, he's on the X-Men, but when he got time and the Avengers need help, he'd be here, you know? So Ben was like, all right, that sounds kind of cool, you know? This is the day when he went there, and he was like, all right, listen up, kiddos. I got something to say. I don't want anyone to flip out, because nothing's going to change, okay? You know? He's like, this is Johnny. Firestarter. He's like, you breaking up with us, Benji? Because that's what I say to my girlfriend right before Dump City. Don't freak out. Nothing's going to change. Blah, blah, blah. Johnny! He's like, shut your ass up, Sue. Eat my food, bitch. And Ben comes out and he's like, I'm an Avenger! He's like, I know. You joined the Avenger. Okay, so basically, okay, this is something. Sue was an Avenger. Reed was an Avenger. That's right, bitches. I have membership. And now, Ben's an Avenger. What does that mean? What does that mean? Ah, he's not an Avenger. That's what it means. He's like, the Avengers? Steve has to join. Ah, Luke Cage! I'm joining the shit version of the Avengers. You know? Ew. He's like, Luke Cage as an Avengers team? What is it? The pick last Avengers? He's like trying to make light of it. He's like, this is so stupid, Ben. That's not the real Avengers. Basically, like, if Steve isn't on it, Captain America, like, this is bullshit Avengers. And then they're like, oh, it's super cool, Uncle Ben. And that's when, and Johnny always wants to be cool, Uncle Johnny. He be hating when he be standing Spider-Man. You know, that's when he be talking shit about Pete. He's like, Franklin, he's just a show off. You know that, right? Shut up, Uncle Johnny. You know? Now he's like, not that I care, but who else did Luke Cage ask? This is so telling. He's like, oh, just a bunch of folks. Iron Fist, Miss Marvel, Spider-Man! Ah! Peter was never an Avenger up to this point. Okay. This is what breaks his heart. Not only did you take Ben, you took my boy. You took Spider-Man. Like, this would be the coolest team ever. Ben and Pete. Ah! That would be so cool. It broke his heart that he wasn't on it. He's like, this is quite an honor, Ben, but he's like, what does that leave us? You know? It's like, yeah, we're gonna have to reprint all our stationery. Are we like, what, the Tremendous 3 now? They're like, Ben, are you leaving us? He's like, nah, I'm not doing that. Just as needed. They be calling me up for bullshit. I ain't dealing with your bullshit. It's like, okay. And Sue be acting like she does charity work, this bitch. Don't do shit. That's what I'll be doing while you're in your lab. While you're doing your bullshit charity. While you're being a hot shot. You know, while he's playing his video games. Like, right, 'cause that's all I do. He takes such a... This is what I'm saying. He hates being judged. Like, don't be judging him. Everything will change soon. Nothing happens. Shut your ass up. Ben, what is it? Did you add the words in bed at the end? That helps. You saying everything will change soon in bed. Been talking to Alicia lately, Ben. I don't think you've been satisfying that woman. Shut your ass up. I do what I can. It's Luke. I gotta go. He's leaving. There he is. Johnny's boy. This is why Johnny's heartbroken. You took my Ben. You took my Pete's. Come on, Luke. Let Johnny on the team. Oh my god. Like from Dune. This is for you, GB. Giant sea worms. Tremors. He's a Dune fan. He's fake ass. How's he got time for everything? He's so pop culture. Him and Johnny is so pop culture. They're such pop culture sluts, both of them. Can I borrow the Fantastic Car or the Pogo plane? He just wants them for his bullshit now. It's so obvious. He wants your Fantastic Car. He wants the... They haven't whipped up the Pogo plane since Stan's days. You bring up the Pogo plane, you know. Okay, this is it. This is the part I'm talking about that Johnny was like being judged. This is the part that DAKEN touched when he said that. Can we again? This is exactly what I was talking about. Reed doesn't console. He leaves that to Sue or Ben. Here's Sue. Can we talk about this, Ben? She knew this hurt Johnny. He really is in there playing games. What is this shit? He playing Spider-Man. This is bullshit. He's playing it. Is he losing? About this Ben thing. Actually, video game things. There was like, you know, Cindy Moon. He was liking her in her comic or whatever. And Pete was there too. And at the end, it was so cute. At the end, they were playing the video game together. And you can only see them in the background. But Peter was sitting next to him holding a remote. And like, after a while, Johnny was smiling. Oh, no, wait. No, after a while, Johnny was pouting because he was losing. He was getting pissy, but you could only see it in the background in the picture. Like, they weren't like talking or anything. It was in background, but you could see how the artist was intentional that Johnny was getting upset because he was losing the game. So stupid. He's so J-Storm. So he's like, he's pissed at what Ben said. It's like, not doing anything, just, playing video games, like Ben said. Ben was right. Johnny. She feels it. And then, his heart. I'm happy for Ben. Seriously, good for him. It's just, this is sad. It's gonna happen. This is so sad. You've been an Avenger. Ray's been an Avenger. Hell, probably Val's gonna get drafted next week. Do you think that Luke Cage, when he was putting together his team, thought for even 1 second, I'll ask Johnny Storm? Maybe Luke was looking to fill the muscle slot. Is that how it works? Now, Johnny's like really sad. This really like hurt his heart. Look, whether or not Luke asked you to be a part of his team doesn't mean... I know exactly what it means, Sue. It's nobody's fault but my own. I made my bed of mediocrity. I'm lying in it. This is what Johnny's reputation has done for him. This celebrity boy. When he doesn't take anything too serious. This... he's right when he says, this is what I've done, because it's true. If you look at any of these heroes, they never think, oh my god, we need the Human Torch, So this is what I mean. This is Johnny feeling judged by his own superhuman community. He genuinely does feel judged by his own superhuman community. For good reason. Look at this. And it's true, honestly. My own headcanon. I'm not a person who holds headcanons. But in Uncanny Avengers, and Sue and Reed were missing, right? Johnny Storm finally does become an Avenger. He does become an Avenger. Steve Rogers they skipped the whole scene where he will ask him. But Johnny takes the invitation, and he's so excited because him and Spider-Man are gonna be on a team together. They've never been on a team together. He was so ecstatic for this, right? But on the day when they went public or whatever, Spider-Man swings in, and he sees Deadpool there. And Spider-Man's like, I don't want to be on a team with Deadpool. I don't like what he represents. He's like a murderer guy, and he just swings off or whatever, like it was nothing. And Johnny was really disappointed. He's like, I thought maybe me and you could, like, be on a team for once or whatever. He's like, maybe some other time. Like, Peter was such an asshole for that, to be honest. But my headcanon is that Steve Rogers had a certain amount of, a certain number for the roster, and that when he asked Peter Parker, Johnny was in such a bad time in his life. If it wasn't for the new Avengers, the Uncanny Avengers at that time, like, he needs to be a part of a team. He doesn't know what to do on his own. That's why he just spiraled into drinking and stuff. Peter Parker saw that. He saw what was happening to Johnny Storm. So, in my headcanon, Steve Rogers never wanted Johnny on the team. He wanted Spider-Man, But when he approached Spider-Man, he only had, maybe, like, he had no, like he had a certain amount of number of people who could be on the roster. And Peter probably was like, you know what? Could you give my position to Johnny? He really, really needs it, And Steve would be like, I really wanted you on the team. He's like, but Johnny needs this, And maybe that's why he dipped out on that day when he did. But Johnny never knew. But Peter was already off the roster at that time. But Peter probably was like, yo, Johnny, join the Uncanny Avengers with me, Because Johnny's in such a bad time of his life in that moment. I don't know. That's my headcanon. My headcanon's always just steeped in, like, actual canon. I don't be having that BS people be having. Anyway, so that's why. Where's this bullshit now? That's why. Open sesame. That's why this touched Johnny's heart so much. It's hard, though, when people look at you and see only one thing. When they judge you before giving you a chance. Luke Cage didn't give him a chance. He remembers that. So I'm just trying to show you. I'm not making this shit up. This is canon. I'm not making this shit up. The writer isn't making this up. Nobody's making this up. This is J-Storm. This is all him. This is his character. This makes complete sense. This isn't like, oh, I want the story to work out so bad. He's here. I need a victim. They didn't make this shit up. He is a perfect victim. Johnny has so much inner chaos. He has inner chaos.